What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Strong Family Money Show. We help you improve your fitness, your finances, and your family by making you a better father. And who doesn't want that? So in this episode 28, we're going to talk about why it's important for every dad to be strong. So I'm a big gym guy. I like going to the gym. If I don't go after a few days, I start to get really grumpy. I start to get really antsy. So I like going because I get out my aggression. I think about when I'm in the gym. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I think about a lot of stuff. I just think the whole time I'm there. What can I do to make this project work? What can I do because this is happening at home? What can I do because work has this problem? Right? So that's one thing. It makes me, all the stuff that I think about and worry about, I take care of all that while I'm there. But it also makes me strong, right? It makes my clothes fit better. It makes me feel better about myself, right? Most importantly, it makes me strong, right? It makes me look bigger. It makes me look more intimidating. It makes my shirts fit tighter so that it looks like I'm bigger than I probably am. And that's because I believe, and this is something new, over the last few years, I believe that dads should be big and strong and burly and, be able to take care of their families. And even if you're the worst fighter in the world, just because you look like you're big and strong, people don't usually mess with you and your family. Just because of that, you should go to the gym and get strong, and all dads should be strong just because of that. But I came up with some other reasons why dads, and I'm speaking because that's what I am, a dad, right? Why dads should be strong, why they should go to the gym and lift weights, why they should try and get bigger, more muscles. So number one is just doing regular stuff, right? There's been many times when I've heard somebody say, I tweaked my back tying my shoes, right? And, stuff like that, yeah, there are freak accidents, but stuff like that can be taken care of by lifting weights, right? If you take care of your body, it'll take care of you, right? So if you make sure that you aren't, I'm not shredded by any means. Pardon me while I take a sip of water. I'm not shredded by any means. I was a lot heavier at one point. Making sure that you're not carrying around too much weight. Making sure that your joints are healthy and strong. Something that I have to work on is work on your flexibility and packing on as much muscle as you can. Muscle is basically like soft armor, right? So it's what's taking care of your body. So if you take care of all those things, just doing regular things, tying your shoes, taking out the trash, right? Getting out of bed, right? All that stuff will be a lot easier if you take care of your body and go to the gym. Like I said before, it'll take care of, takes care of my mental health. We hear a lot about that. Most of the time, mental health is just problems that you have to solve. And you can either worry about them, right? You just sit there and worry and why, and I can't. Or you can use times like going to the gym to think through your problems, right? Come up with a solution, right? Think about scenarios that might happen, and play them out in your head, right? You're working out, and if you're not, I don't have a gym buddy, so I don't talk to anybody in the gym. I just go there and do my stuff and leave. So I keep to myself, and listen to my podcasts and just, think about all the stuff that needs to be thought about. And that, however long, hour and a half, 2 hours I'm there, right? I come up with, so what if I do this, then this will happen, right? So planning and thinking and solving and, right, that That is how you take care of your mental health, is you sit down and think of solutions to solve your problems, not think about all the problems you have and how they're unsolvable, right? You won't get sick, right? Right now, the big debate going around is, why are gyms closed if underlying medical conditions are what are making the pandemic worse, right? I completely agree. My wife and I and our family are social distancing 100%. One, because we have a newborn. She's 11 months. I'm going to be 11 months. What's today? 3 days. She'll be 11 months. So she was born in the November before this all went down. When we went on our shutdown, she was 3 and some change months. We didn't. I mean, and even before that. So she was born in November. When I went back to work, late November, early December, I carried around a hand sanitizer in my pocket. I stayed away from everybody, right? Because I did not want to bring anything home to the 3-month-old, 2-month-old child, right? So, in general, we just take care of our health that way. We don't like being around sick people. When sick people come over and they don't tell us, we get upset at them, right? If we're sick, if our kids have any form of sniffle, we don't take them to whatever activities that they're doing, because we are respectful of other people's health as well. So, number one, we have a newborn, so we're socially distancing. Number two, we both have parents who have underlying health conditions, and in town I have grandparents who are over 80 years old. My grandma just turned 90. We don't want to be the ones that kill grandma and grandpa, right? I tell my wife, if we get sick, we're just going to get sick. Nothing's going to happen to us, right? We're going to be okay because we take care of ourselves and we're healthy, right? But what we don't want to do is we don't want to kill grandma, and we don't want the little baby to get sick, regardless of COVID or whatever or not, right? So that's the reason why we're social distancing. Now, if everybody took care of their health, ate right, went to the gym, lifted weights, took their vitamins, right? Didn't do any extracurricular activities, didn't take them to the extreme, then we probably would have to do all the stuff that we're doing, because everyone would be healthy enough to fight off what's going on. Start controversy. But, if you go to the gym and take care of yourself, if you go to the gym and lift weights, you're going to want to take care of your body, because there's no point in putting on muscle if you're not going to be able to see it, right? So it helps with your health. You won't get sick because you're healthier. And I think that's very important. To all this, regardless of how you look, this is all just for your health, and so you won't be sick in any way, right? Heart, whatever, pancreas, whatever. You just don't want to get sick. Next is so you won't, like I said, your muscles like a suit of armor, right? You won't get hurt. So I'm pretty rough to begin with, right? I would say, a pretty high threshold for pain. I get smacked, or I get hit, or I fall, right? I'm like a donkey. I just shake my head and get back up, right? So because you have all this armor on you, all this muscle, right, you're going to be a lot sturdier, right, than if you're just skin and bones, right? So the more armor you have on your body, the more protected you are to go out and, if you fall, if you tumble, right, you're going to be protected from better than someone who does not do all this stuff. And lastly, at least on my list, is you'll move better, right? Especially when this is all, so this whole thing is just for, I'm 43 years old, right? I'm not a spring chicken. I know old age is coming down the track. And all this stuff that I do is because when I'm 70, 80 years old, right, I want to be the healthiest 70 or 80-year-old that everybody knows, right? And I see a lot of older people who move poorly because, they have no muscle on them whatsoever. And it all comes down to working out and running and sprinting and jumping. Do all that now, so that you can, it's important to squat and deadlift and bench, but it's also important to work all the muscles that are required for balance, right? So you want to be, your ankles, all the small muscles that stabilize everything, right? Because so when you go to the gym and you lift something heavy, the biggest muscles end up taking over because your body knows, I have to lift this. It's heavy. I have to recruit all the big guys to come do it, right? And they overpower your little guy. So you have to do stuff in the gym that helps you with the muscles that really are the ones that stabilize you when you just walk around, right? So a lot of one leg work, a lot of balance stuff. Lunging is good because you're moving. So like walking, not static lunges, but lunges when you move forward. Walking lunges, those are important. Those are actually, probably as far as balance goes, probably the best exercise to do because you're carrying weight in some fashion, so you're not stable, and you're moving, so you have to move the weight and also stabilize yourself. Right, so things like that take care of your balance, and we're called a lot of small muscles that help stabilize your body are usually get neglected in the gym, but they probably are the most important ones because in the long run, when you get older, that's usually what you need is, you hear a lot of old people fall and they trip, right? If you take care of yourself and you get yourself ready and you put yourself in the best position you can when you get into that, then, you might be able to prevent or reduce the amount of injuries you get. Because, the worst thing to do is to get hurt and say, well, I really could have prevented all this by doing something easy. So anyway, taking care of your balance in the gym with exercises that, challenge you to do so, and it's very important for the long run. So as you can see, it's very important not only to be strong as a father because, I have 2 daughters and you want to be scary, right? It's also important because in the long run, what you do now is going to affect you later. And, well, I guess the better way to say it is what you don't do now is going to affect you later. And you want to put yourself in the best position you can to be the healthiest you can be when you're in your golden years, because that's what all this really is all about, is getting yourself ready for when you're older. And you don't want to be those last years. You don't want the last years of your life to be spent when you're like immobile or bedridden, especially if you could have prevented it now. Anyway, that's it. Go to the gym, get strong. This is on the Desk from the Strong Family Money Show. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you guys next time.